Are you tired of feeling overwhelmed by the numerous birth control options available? Do you want to make an informed decision about your reproductive health? Today, we are going to break down the advantages and the disadvantages of different birth control methods so you can choose the best option for you. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, your trusted source for health and wellness information. I'm your host Collins, a qualified healthcare professional with a passion for educating and empowering women to take control of their health. Today we are going to talk about something really important for women's health: birth control options. Whether you are looking to prevent pregnancy, regulate your menstrual cycle, or alleviate symptoms like cramps, there are many birth control options available. Today's video is all about birth control options, the advantages and the disadvantages. We are going to be covering 1. Hormonal birth control methods. 2. Non-hormonal birth control methods. 3. Permanent birth control methods. 4. The natural birth control methods. And 5. Emergency birth control methods or options. By choosing the right birth control method can be a daunting task, but it's essential for your reproductive health and well-being. By watching this video, you will gain a comprehensive understanding of the advantages and the disadvantages of the different birth control options, so you can make an informed decision that is right for you. Let's start with hormonal birth control methods. Point 1, we have the pills. The pills is a daily oral contraceptive that contains estrogen and progesterone. All of them are hormones. Now, what are the advantages of these pills? First, they are very effective. They regulate the menstrual cycle. They can alleviate symptoms like cramps. What are the disadvantages? It can cause nausea, headache, and blood clot. Point number 2, the patch. The patch is a weekly transdermal contraceptive that contains estrogen and progesterone. What is the merit of this patch? It is very easy to use, guys. It regulates the menstrual cycle. One disadvantage of this patch is that it can cause skin irritation. Of course, it can make it be nauseated. You can even develop blood clot, just like the pills. Point number 3 of the hormonal birth control method, we have the ring. The ring is a monthly vaginal contraceptive that contains estrogen and progesterone. One advantage of this ring is that it is very easy to use. Of course, it regulates the menstrual cycle. What is cons of this ring is that it can cause vaginal discharge, nausea, and blood clot. If you look at the hormonal birth control method, you realize that most of the disadvantages is blood clot, nausea. Right. Now, section 2, where we are going to look at non-hormonal birth control methods. Point number 1, we are going to look at 3 of them. Point 1, we have copper IUD. The copper IUD is a long-term contraceptive that is inserted into the uterus. Now, What is the advantage of this copper? Long lasting. It can even 5 years, 10 years, depending on the type that you take. It can alleviate symptoms like heavy bleeding. Cons of this copper IUD is that it can cause cramping, bleeding, and even perforation. 2. We have the barrier methods. The barrier methods include condoms, diaphragms, and cervical caps. The advantages of this barrier method is that it is very easy to use. It requires no hormones. But of course, it is less effective. It may cause allergic reactions. Right? It can cause allergic reactions. Point number 3, for non-hormonal birth control method, we have spermicides. Spermicides are chemicals that kill sperms, right? It is very easy to use. It requires no hormones. But the disadvantage is that it can cause irritation. It may not be as effective as other methods. Now, let us look at the natural family planning methods. The natural family planning method, we are going to look at 2 categories. The fertility awareness method, otherwise known as the FAM. The FAM involves tracking your menstrual cycle and basal body temperature to determine when you are fertile. What is the advantage? It requires no hormones. It empowers women to understand their bodies. Because if you are tracking your basal metabolic temperature, it will help you, of course, to understand your body. The disadvantages is that it requires a lot of discipline. It may not be as effective, especially for a young teenager. They need to come to acknowledge their body and understand how their body is going to respond to this option. Number 2, the Billings ovulation method. This method involves tracking your cervical mucus to determine when you are fertile. Of course, the advantage is that no hormones are required. It is very easy to use. But this method may not be effective, especially for somebody that you don't yet understand your cycle. You don't yet have knowledge, full understanding of what your cycle is all about. Section 4, we are going to look at the emergency contraceptions. Now, we have 2 types. We have Plan B. Plan B is a morning after pill that can be taken up to 72 hours or 3 days after unprotected sex. It is very effective. It's very easy to use. But the disadvantage is that it may cause nausea and headache. We have 2, the ELA. It is a morning after pill that can be taken up to 120 hours after unprotected sex. It is very effective too, very easy to use, but it might cause nausea and headache, right? If you have any questions or comments about birth control options, please leave them in the section below. We will love to hear from you. Understand that your comments, questions are very vital for the growth of our well-being and for the growth of others. If you like this video, be sure to check out our next video on fertility and conception tips, where we will share expert advice on how to optimize your fertility and increase your chances of contraception. That is it for today. Control method for you. Think about your lifestyle and preferences when choosing a birth control method. Point 3. Remember, no method is 100% effective. Always needs protection and have a backup plan in case your birth control method fails.